Hey, welcome back to another episode of the Growth and Scaling Sessions. I'm your host today, Todd Westra, and I'm going to be accompanied by an amazing guest who's going to talk with me on a topic that I think is extremely valuable. In every business that's trying to grow and scale, there needs to be alignment. And alignment only happens when there are common goals and a guidance system associated with the company. A lot of companies that I run into out there, and you might be one of them, has a hard time identifying what brings our entire team together. And that just shouldn't be the case. Today, we're talking about mission statements. And just like in any operation, a company without a mission is not going anywhere. And I believe that with all my heart. And so today, we're going to introduce to you Randy McCord, who is a new friend of mine that we met on LinkedIn, who has literally written a book on some guiding principles that he feels like are important in operating and navigating through a business and its growth. Randy, introduce yourself to us and let us know a little bit about your background, your company, and why did you endeavor to embark on this journey to teach people about these guidance principles?
Well, thank you, Todd. I appreciate coming on your show today. My name's Randy McCord with National Best Financial Network, and we're an independent life insurance brokerage headquartered here in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. And we've been around since 2010. I've been licensed in the industry for 15 years, although I have a long history of sales in logistics and transportation prior to my financial services career. So we have a nice brokerage business here in Canada where we provide life insurance services and financial planning services to Canadians, and that's what we do.
I love it. I love it. And you can click on the link below to learn more about Randy and his company. And I'm impressed with the growth and the scale of your business, which is awesome. But taking a step back, Randy, you and I both agree on the fact that most companies, many companies, really aren't. There needs to be a guidance system in place. You shared with me before this conversation a brief story about how you have come to realize kind of the foundational parts of this. I'd love for you to share the story you shared with me before about what you did to kind of guide and shape where your company was heading at the time.
I'd be happy to. The company, we developed the company under the sort of idea that we wanted a business model that provided true independent and unbiased advice to clientele. I mean, we wanted our clients to get really true independent advice, not pretend independent advice, but so we worked hard to be able to build a company that had access to all of the insurance companies in Canada. But more importantly, we wanted our advisors to understand that your job isn't to get into the industry to get rich. Your job is to get into the industry to support and provide the best service you can to your clients. And so as I was working through, some of the ways to help mentor and train our advisors, we were in an executive session one day. And because I had a history of sales, as I say, in the transportation logistics industry, they thought I would be a good sort of fellow to put together a sales training program. And I thought one of the great hurdles in our industry is that it's a commission-based income. I mean, you have to go out there and you have to build your business and seek out your clientele and service them and build that book of business in order to create a lifestyle. And for a lot of people, that's a daunting task. And it comes with its challenges. And so they wanted me to come up with a way to help our advisors overcome, those challenges and some of the ups and downs that occur in the business. And so I quickly wrote on a piece of paper one day, I thought, well, what steps would you take from a big 30,000 foot view right down to a microscopic view of how to think about your business, how to have a sort of a personal business plan. And quickly on the back of a sheet of paper, I quickly wrote these items. I said 10-year dream, 5-year vision, 3-year plan, a 1-year goal, a 3-month review, a 1-month schedule, a 1-week target, and a 1-day task list. And those 8 steps represented everything you needed to know and to understand about your business in order to think about it as a career, right?
Right.
As a direction, as a place to go, and not simply a series of struggles and problems today and next week.
I love it.
Yeah, from there, then they cajoled me into actually writing a book. You know, it just had 8 simple chapters, right? So that's what I did. But today we want to talk about mission statements. I know that's our topic. And the second chapter of my book, the 5-year vision, encompasses sort of the vision mission statement component of that business plan.
Well, why do you think, first of all, a lot of businesses don't have a mission statement? And second of all, a lot of companies that do have a mission statement, they don't drive anyone to action. They don't actually adopt it as something that gets them motivated in their business. Why do you think that is? Are there holes that you see in people's missions that like why do they fail?
Well, I mean, in all the reading we do in these areas, I think we come across again and again the idea of Simon Sinek's why. Like, why are you in business?
Right.
Like, what's the underlying motivation to be in business? And if that is a strong enough reason, if it's a why that makes that drives passion in people,
right?
Because I'm very much I don't know if you know the 4 personalities on the DISC scale, you know, the
Totally.
D, the S, the C, right? So I'm a D. You know, I like just give me the data. Just give me the facts. I don't need all the fluff. I don't need all the emotional bit. But here's what I do know. I do know this. It's one thing to understand the facts. It's one thing to think rationally about a situation. It's one thing to write down a vision statement. But it's another thing to be emotionally attached to it.
Right.
And it's only when you get emotionally attached to a vision statement or a mission statement, that's when it starts to become real. And that's when it starts to drive the business and drive the employees or the other business partners to, I think, the kinds of effort and the kinds of focus that they need to succeed. It has to have an emotional attachment, right?
Emotional attachment is absolutely critical. I'm curious to know, those watching or those participating, add in the comments below if you know your mission statement for your business. I would venture to say, and I'm not going to ask you to quote it, but do you know what your mission is with your company? And if you could quote it, that'd be awesome. Throw it in the comments. But I have a feeling that the vast majority of companies out there, they set that 5-year goal. And I believe that the 5-year goal is definitely a piece of a mission statement. I do think that there are very specific ways that you can make it more emotionally attached to people if you build a mission statement with the right process. And I would love to get your feedback on this. This is something that I heard Donald Miller talking about one time. I'm a big Donald Miller fan. Kudos to Donald Miller out there if he's watching, which I don't think he is. But anyway, the beauty of this strategy in building mission statement is you got to think about it like, okay, well, and this is my own personal interpretation of this, but let's say I'm a Green Beret and I am getting assigned to go on a mission, right? An operational mission for my company, for my country, in this case. If I don't know what my objectives are in the mission, my mission is pretty pointless, right? So in a business mission statement, I feel like, and Don Miller feels like, you need to have some economic objectives. Like, what is your mission? Like, really, what are you trying to accomplish? And the thought of this fascinated me because I believe that when you have economic objectives, for example, launching a new product or program, you could say, I want to sell, as a company, our objective is we want to introduce this product and sell 500 units by the end of Q2. And then you give a deadline, end of Q2, and then a reason why. Because I know this product is going to help our clients achieve their goals, right? So in other words, in his statement is 3 keys to motivate a mission statement: economic objectives, a deadline, and a clear reason why the mission is important. I think of these Green Berets in my head, and I think there's no way they're going out on a mission without knowing what they need to accomplish, right? They're not just going to get dropped behind enemy lines and just for fun, right? They're going to take down that anti-aircraft, whatever. They're going to knock down that satellite dish or whatever. But in business, what are your thoughts on this 3-step, these 3 keys to motivate? Do you feel like this gives an emotional attachment that you were referring to earlier? What are your thoughts, Randy?
Oh, I see. Right. Sorry, Todd.
Oh, you're good.
No, I think that's ultimately important. I know that when I wrote, well, for instance, for our company, we do have mission and vision and mission statements.
Right.
And again, the mission statements we have are various because we have not only advisors, because we're all independent advisors, we're all independent business owners, essentially,
Right.
working under our business model. And so the mission statements that we put out are related both to our advisors,
right,
and to our clients. I'll give you an example.
Yeah,
we
please.
have one mission statement that we use internally with the advisors. That is, we empower advisors and agencies to build productive, profitable businesses, improving the financial future of Canadians.
Love it.
But there's a corollary to that for the advisors, which is we empower clients to take control of their financial futures by providing solutions to manage debt, improve cash flow, protect income and assets, and to retire with dignity and live their lives, or live their dreams, rather. Now, that's our internal mission statement.
Right.
Okay. It's pretty precise. It's pretty directed.
You definitely have objectives.
Right.
You got and a reason, right? I love that
Exactly.
you have a reason in there. Yeah.
But it has to be generic enough that, so you can't put numbers in a company mission statement.
Agreed.
But the mission statement we have just for the clients is a bit different. The mission statement we have for clients is through education, practical application of knowledge, relationships, accountability, networking, and mentoring, we help people to fulfill their purpose and passion. Believe in your dreams. We empower you to succeed. Now, notice that statement is purely emotional.
Totally.
That's a purely emotional statement. We're not trying to break down in detail all the things that we might do for the client. It's generic in that it's supposed to touch on their purpose and passion.
Right.
Nobody wants to talk about life insurance and numbers, my friend. Nobody wants to do that. Nobody.
Well, here's the thing, Randy. I love that you brought this up, because I truly think, along with you, that there are multiple missions going on at once to build a company. And if you want to unite a team or a part of your company, as companies grow, the silos get bigger, right? You have a sales department. They may have a completely independent mission of the marketing department. Marketing department, their goals may be strictly driven towards, we want to make sure that our message is being heard and understood by our potential clients, so that they want to learn more information. A sales guy, their mission might be driven towards more specific numbers, more specific economic objectives. I do believe that, just like, again, the military example, I hate to be totally military focused today, but they are a great example of each operational part of a mission may have specific goals and objectives that they want to hit. In my opinion, each one of those is a mission statement for that specific team. The thing that I never have done right in my businesses is to set these economic objectives. I've always been kind of a visionary, like to what you said earlier, having the 5-year vision is a great way to line up the troops behind your vision of where you want the company to go. But my biggest failure has always been that second step of, let's align this to a specific goal. Like, yes, we're at war, but why am I dropping you behind enemy lines? Why am I dropping you into this new marketplace? Why are we introducing this new product? Well, we're introducing this product because we want to have this outcome, right? How do we make this outcome achievable? By doing X, so that we can accomplish Y, because these people are awesome, right? I mean, you essentially did those in your mission statements, which I heard, and I could see at least a couple of those very obvious statements of, we want to do this because this outcome is something we really want to see, which I think is important.
I agree with you completely. In fact, again, I gave you the overall mission statement of National Best Financial.
Right.
But when I looked at my vision and mission statements personally for myself, this is where I tell people, this is where you can get down to the nitty gritty. So as an example, when I first formulated my book and the 8-Step Dream Business Plan, my vision statement was, in 5 years, I will have a national best agency with 10 full-time advisors who will generate a total of $1 million in annual revenue, and I will generate $250,000 in personal production annually. That was my vision statement, right? Very specific, very to the point, right? Because for yourself, for the company, that's fine. The company's vision and numbers, that can be dealt with by the company executive.
Right.
But in order to do that, I had to figure out how, because the mission statement is the how. Right?
Yeah.
The vision is the what. It's what we're trying to achieve, but the mission is the how. How are we going to achieve it? And so to my end, I said to provide exemplary risk management and investment services to Canadian families and business owners based on the highest level of ethics and empathy in our industry. That was my mission. That's what I wanted to achieve.
Right.
And that's an ongoing mission that I hold by to this day, 15 years later. Well, it's not 15 years, like 10 years later. But because to me, it's important. Our industry is as important to me as my business is. And making our industry a better, more empathetic, more ethical type of program is, I think, the essential thing that the industry needs to do, and it does. I mean, we're a regulated industry,
right?
But like all industries, there are a variety of different models. Some of which I agree with more than others. But I think that if we swing the pendulum more toward being ethical, having a code of ethics that your team abides by,
right.
Without that code of ethics, you just can't let people run around and especially in an industry like ours, which is commission based, right?
Right.
It's commission based. So there's a lot of temptation to cut corners and to close deals quickly and not to do the due diligence that's necessary to make sure the client's well taken care of. And that's where we have to draw the line, and we have to make sure that our vision and mission aligns with those kinds of values.
Right. And I think that you're bringing up a whole nother category we spent an hour on, which is our core values and how we align to those things. But it's so important because they all build alignment, don't they? I mean, you can't send troops in without a specific mission. You can't get people to want to be a troop without having core values that align them why they're there in the first place, right? And you can't trust someone on your team to be able to operate the same way you might unless your values are clearly defined and you all align with those values. Now,
absolutely.
The focus today is not as much on values as much as I would like to, because I love the topic. I'm very passionate. In fact, my company name, Moku, has become an acronym for our core values of our business, which I love. I think businesses that understand their values and their mission have two things happen to them that are almost unknowingly happening but they do. First is, I believe that companies that are clear on their mission and their values have a tendency to align themselves with better employees who are matched with you because they clearly understand what you stand for. Have you seen that in the employee side of things? And then secondly, clients. I've found that the clearer I am about my values and my mission, I tend to capture new clients that align with me in the same ways. Our employees, clients, what have you seen, Randy, in your business as you've been very, very vocal and clear about your mission and your goals and values? Have you seen that?
I've definitely seen it. I saw it in the corporate world when I was in that realm. Of course, we don't have employees in our industry. We are all independent advisors,
Sure.
working under a model. But the same sorts of rules apply. Because we work in a collaborative model, it's like having teammates. And you want your teammates to be able to all be rowing in the same direction when it comes to your values, your core values, as you've suggested. Right. And the mission statement is key to encapsulating that sort of that feeling that they need. They need to have a feeling that what they're doing is meaningful,
right?
And that they're, if you want to use the military analogy, I mean, they're going to war for a greater cause.
Right.
They're going out there to try to produce a great result for the people they're defending, who are their clients. That's right. They're defending their clients' ability to be able to be financially secure. That's their job. But they have to feel good about that. They have to feel like they're doing the right thing, because that's what everyone wants. Everybody has a vision of themselves as kind of a hero. You want to be a hero.
Totally.
That's what you want to be. And the mission provides that platform for that heroism. And the vision is finally achieving those goals that you set out. And I mean, like I said, they have to be woven together. They have to be woven together. If they don't make sense, if the mission doesn't make sense in terms of achieving the vision, then people see through that kind of thing quite quickly. But if you look at some of the big mission statements, look at LinkedIn's mission statement. I don't know if you know LinkedIn's mission statement.
I don't.
It's to connect the world's professionals to make them more productive and successful. And that's a really nice little statement, right?
I love it. I love it.
I mean, look at us. That they've achieved their goal. They connected two professionals to make the world more productive and successful.
And it's funny, as you've been talking, I was just thinking about, how to relate this to a very personal side of our lives as well. We recently took a road trip down to California. We love to go to the beach, and it's been a very long, cold winter in Utah. And so it's about a 12-hour drive from our house to the beach, which is formidable, trying to get all the kids that we have into a car. And if I were to tell my kids, hey, go get in the car for 12 hours, they wouldn't go. I mean, there's no way any kid wants to go sit in the car for 12 hours. But when I say we are going to the beach and we want to get there by, later today, if we leave right now, we can get there in time to see the sunset, have some ice cream, and go sit on the beach and goof around for a minute before the sun goes down. That mission, right? Now all of a sudden, I've got 7 kids. I got them all in the car at a good time, got out the door, and we were on our way, and we made it to the beach. That would never happen without a mission. Getting them to sit in the car for 12 hours would never happen without a mission. In business, it's the same way. We cannot expect our employees to have the same passion, the same motivation that a founder or an operator or a manager has, or even in your case, an alignment of other financial advisors and people running, in the life insurance world. You cannot get them to want to do that thing unless they are assured that there is an outcome that there's something going to happen because we're doing this thing, right?
Absolutely, 100%. I mean, and and I like your analogy, because there are times when I look at in my history in the corporate industry, and there are times when employees tend to act a little like children sometimes.
Right. Most of the time.
And if you can find ways to motivate the children, it'll help improve the company.
I love this. I love this formula. My wife and I actually talk about this formula quite a bit, because we do have so many kids. We want to align our kids, right? And same thing with business. We want to align our team. We will accomplish X by this deadline because of Z, which is the outcome, right? We want to accomplish this. We want to get to California by 6 p.m. so that we can have ice cream and dinner by the beach, right? Same thing with a business. If you have this thought process, this mission statements can be so powerful when people understand that, hey, I want that too. Let's make it happen. That is when the real power of mission statements really, really have an effective path. And I noticed that a lot of people, most people in their mission statements don't have a deadline, and they don't have the economic objective all the time, but they have a clear vision of what they want to accomplish, right? The mission statements I've read that are so confusing, that are generally, if it's more than 2 sentences, nobody's going to remember the mission, right? We want to take down that satellite so that our aircraft can fly in and take out the targets, right? We want to do this thing by tonight so we can get there. And I think if we simplify it and dumb down our mission statements and even change them every 30 days or every time the mission's accomplished, we got a new mission. Now we want to do this by this time. Can we do it? Who's in? You get the buy-in, and if it just makes your business run so much smoother.
Oh, I agree. And I agree in refreshing visions, refreshing
Right.
mission statements, because like everything, it's a thing that evolves through your business life or through
Right.
your corporate life, whatever it is you're building. Things don't, it's what my favorite, you're talking about military. In my book, I use a quote from Dwight D. Eisenhower, which is essentially, the quote is, it's fine to have a plan, but planning is everything.
Right.
In other words, a plan's good, but a plan's only as good as it works in implementation. It's the planning, the constant planning,
right,
that provides you with the way around the obstacles and the way to ride the roller coaster. It's the constant planning process, which is the same thing. The evolution of your vision, right? Your vision today may not be your vision 5 years from now.
Right.
And your mission today may evolve because of a variety of changes. I mean, just
hopefully
think of
because you accomplished. Hopefully because you accomplished the mission, right?
Well, yeah, exactly. Then, once you've accomplished the mission, now on to the next one, right? What's the next one? So yeah, it's I don't want to say a moving target. It's just an evolving process.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It evolves along with your own experience, the business's experience, and of course the environment in which you're working. All of these things, come into play when you're trying to develop these kinds of things. The other thing I wanted to point out, Todd, was that for the longest time, what I did was I took my vision statement, which again, as you say, it's got to be like a sentence or two max.
Right.
And my mission statement, and I stuck them on my bathroom mirror, on either side of the bathroom mirror.
I love it.
So every time I woke up in the morning, I said, okay, there's only one person that's going to achieve these results.
Yeah.
Right. And you're looking at them.
Right.
And that's what I'm trying to achieve. And in a company-wide program, those statements should be posted everywhere.
Totally agree.
They should be everywhere. You shouldn't be able to turn around in your office without catching sight of that vision statement or that mission statement, in my opinion.
I love it. I agree 100%. And I've seen companies that do that really effectively, and I've seen some that don't. But the ones that do, it is so fascinating to watch their growth. They literally, it's like a hockey stick all the time, because everybody in the company is totally geared around that mission. And I love it. It's powerful. So for those watching today, please don't hesitate to comment below. We know this will be up for a while, so leave your comments as you watch this episode. But this is really, really important. Randy and I can both agree that a company with a mission, a company with clear values is going to drive more success because everybody knows where the company's going. When you don't know what your mission is and you're just dropped off behind enemy lines, you are likely not going to make it, which a lot of businesses don't. I think the evidence is clear. Most businesses that don't make it, they weren't clear on where they were trying to go. Most companies that make it, they are very clear, very intentional, and everyone on their team is bought in with where they're going. Would you agree with that, Randy?
I agree wholeheartedly.
Awesome.
And believe me, it's not like National Best it's not like we're exemplary in this area, right?
Everyone's got room for improvement.
Yeah, we struggle every day to try to bring our mission to our advisors, try to keep them on track, try to make sure they understand where we're coming from. It's work. It's definitely work. It's not. You just don't throw up a mission statement on the wall and expect there to be instantaneous changes to your company. It has to be. It's something you have to live every day and keep imbuing into the employees or into your associates that hey, we have to stay on mission, right?
Yep. I love it. Randy, thank you so much for your time today. I appreciate all your input and feedback. And for those listening, please don't hesitate to follow Randy, ask him questions, ping him with anything you might have in mind. And for those in our community, thanks so much for supporting us. Thanks for supporting what we're talking about. We know that if we can help you build a stronger business, everyone succeeds. We want your team to succeed. We want our team to succeed. Every one of us is on a mission to be successful in what we're doing. Just be really clear about what you're trying to do. Don't forget, we're going to accomplish X by Y because of Z. I think that little quick formula will help change your life in your personal and in your business. Thanks so much for being here, Randy. Any closing thoughts?
Oh, just thanks for the opportunity, Todd. I appreciate it. It's always fun to have a business chat with business professionals, and peace.
Love it. All right. Thanks so much for being here, everybody. Bye-bye.